Welcome back, Tarot fam. We're going to look at Catherine, Princess of Wales, and how she would feel about Harry coming home. So we'll be right back. Welcome back, Tarot fam. I'm Annabelle. I'm a tarot practitioner for over 35 years. And in this video, we're going to see what Catherine, Princess of Wales, would think about Harry coming home to the United Kingdom. So if you haven't caught the rest of this series, I took a look at Harry's perspective, the King's perspective, Princess Anne, the Princess Royal, love her perspective, William, Queen Camilla, and now we're up to Catherine. So let's take a look. I hope you guys are having a great day. As always, please like, share, and subscribe. And down below, you can book your own magical reading with me at a discounted rate for the rest of August. There's a link in the description of this video. And there is also a discounted Lenormand course on my digital platform. We will have Tarot 101 coming up in the next few weeks, but right now you can take a really fun Lenormand class and learn how to tell fortunes for your friends or for yourself in just a few hours. So it's a pretty cool course. So let's see what the lovely Catherine would say. We're going to pull up our card view, make this nice and big for you guys. So let's see. Catherine, the Hermit. Oh dear. Oh boy. She has a very, very guarded view of this. So we're going to do our little Celtic cross and read this, and then we're going to do our little ladder up the side. So under the surface, definitely, she feels like the family is not complete. It's incomplete, and awkward is actually the better word. The family is awkward with Harry not involved. It is a blight on the family. It looks bad. More so for her, it feels bad. It feels not right because she does think of Harry as this, lost puppy now. This adorable puppy that everyone in the family loved, but he ran away across the moors and now, he's goodness knows where. History shows to her, and she hates to bring this up, history shows that when royal families go outside of the castle keep, they get themselves into trouble, and they need to manage this better. They need to manage the drama of Harry better. Back here, the Eight of Pentacles, the problem, in her opinion, she is very responsible with her work. She thinks the problem is that he doesn't have enough work, enough comprehensive work. So this is something, idle hands are the devil's playground. She absolutely believes that. Up here, the moon, she is very much tuned in to how he's feeling. I think she sees the struggle. I think in the ITV interview, I think in the Jane Pauley interview, she sees the struggle on his face, because this is something that she would have recognized having been so close with him when he was in distress. She would see it more so than everyone else. Everyone else, the men that were around him, would be like, hey, suck it up and get your act together. But she would actually see that pain. And I think that that's where that relationship really had some good foundations, was that she was very understanding of his emotional pain and was not afraid to say, hey, are you okay? She asked him, are you okay? Here in the future, the Six of Swords, she's reluctant to provide a soft landing for him. She knows that it is problematic. Trying to find a solution C for him really is what she's saying. She does not want him near her family. At this time, she feels he needs a lot of work before he can earn the right to come back near her family, how she sees herself, is powerless to really do this. She does not want to overstep the boundary. She is giving her opinion about having him near her or her family, or around her husband. Again, the intimate understanding of what this relationship has done to her husband behind closed doors is something that she is bringing to the fore. I do not want to see him incensed. I don't want to hear him screaming. How others see her, Harry sees her as the soft touch. She is the key to getting him back into the family. This, I think, is a miscalculation. I don't think he understands quite how much the roles have changed now that she is the Princess of Wales and not just the heir to the throne. When that power dynamic changed, when we lost Queen Elizabeth, the late Queen Elizabeth, the power dynamic absolutely changed significantly. And he does not think that. He still thinks of her as Kate Middleton from way back when they were in high school, before she even, or in college, before she got engaged to William. He still thinks of her as that. This whole thing about being linked and not ranked that Meghan had said, I think this is a gross underestimation. Harry could have treated her like a sister-in-law, but Meghan could not, because she was not there for the pre-sister-in-law stuff. So I think Meghan dropped down to the way that Harry interacted with Catherine, and I think that created some issues. She just was not as intimate with Catherine as she thought she was. So Harry now has fallen into this trap as well, where he thinks that it's still, same old Kate. He can call her Kate. He can hang out with Kate. He can ring Kate up and go over and have a pint with her. It's changed. Catherine, Princess of Wales, has changed. She has expanded and grown into this role. Now, with the illness that she just went through, she has further expanded and grown as a person. He is failing to recognize that. One of the problems that Harry has is when he leaves the room, he thinks everything stops. No one's aging, no one's progressing, nothing's happening. So when he returns, everything is exactly where it was. So hopes and fears. Her fear is the loss of him. But it's more than that. Her fear is that they lose him and it is a failure to save him. So it looks bad. Again, in the history books, we talked about this with William, the concern about what the history books will say. This will look bad in the history books. Well, it's very similar to Diana, Princess of Wales. She was unprotected. I'm doing air quotes if you can't. Unprotected. She was unprotected when she was in Paris. Wouldn't have gotten into the situation that ended her life if she had been more cautious. And I think this is something that Catherine is worried about. Catherine is worried that something will happen to him and that they will be deemed culpable because they didn't give him another leg up. So let's look at the outcome card up here. The outcome card is those terrible, terrible people will be exposed. I think this is something that we can expect if they are not brought back into the fold, if they are not lavished with riches and gold doubloons and whatnot, if they are not given that money that they feel is due to them, that we will hear more about this. I think really, unfortunately, I think Catherine is someone that they will attempt to tear down off her pedestal because people are so fond of her and she is so beautiful and she has not put a foot out of step. And she, unfortunately has been suffering with cancer for the better part of a year. I think that they will try and vilify her in the next thing. And I think Catherine is acutely aware of that. I think she understands how vicious this party can be. So, what would Catherine have them do with Harry? What would she have them do with Harry? say if he came back by himself, I don't think she thinks that they'll break up. I think she's really let's take a look at that. Does Catherine think that they will ever divorce? That Harry and Meghan will ever divorce? Does Catherine? It seems like she's very much like they're never breaking up. She will. That woman will never leave him. So Catherine believes the only way that they will actually, and this is a very negative spread. Tarot students, where are you? Um, until there is no money left to be had, there is until the stone has been wrung of all its blood, then it will come down. So she knows as long as we're feeding the pig, that we're not, and to feed the pig, like, just so you guys know, that's like feeding the piggy bank, not like feeding an actual pig or a figurative pig. It's as long as there's money coming in, and I stand by. I think that they do still get money from the crown. I think they, or from King Charles. I think there is still an allowance that goes out, that gives them money, because I just think that either their mortgage is being paid for, or their living situation is being paid for. Something is being paid for. Their base living standard is being paid for by the royal family. I hope that I live long enough that we find out that it was, because I really do believe that. I think these lump sums of money that are, quote unquote, due to them, I think that they splurge on those. It's like a windfall that they get, but I think that their base living is actually paid for. I think that there are monies, not exclusively, but I think there are monies that come toward them. So the only way that they will split up is when it does come out that Harry is a non-starter, that he really doesn't have any creative juices. He's not able to sustain a project. He's very fast and like, oh, this is a great idea. I'm going to interview Vladimir Putin, um, and Donald Trump. I think that part of it is apparent for her and I think Catherine, Princess of Wales, believes that when that becomes undeniable for Meghan, that then Harry will be, set on his arse out somewhere else, not to learn from the lesson. He's going to blame all of this on the uncaring, unfeeling, welcoming royal family. So it's going to be up to Meghan to cut the cord in Catherine's estimation. So what would she do with Harry if it was up to her? If she was queen, what would she do? What would she do with him? Queen of Swords. So this is interesting. She would restore him to the royal family, but not to public life. There would be things that he would do behind the scenes, and his name would be associated with it, but he would be a man without a face. That's how she would take care of him. He would be allowed to get well in privacy of the castles. in privacy with the royal family. But he would be a man without a face. He would not go to state dinners. He would not be going and glad handing and shaking hands with people at different events. He wouldn't be going to other countries. He would not be going out and representing. But he would be doing things behind the scene with the team that they could just put his name on. Now, is he actually doing things? No, he's not actually doing anything. They're just kind of letting him come in on the meeting and allotting funds for things for him. So that's what she would do. She would take him out of the public sphere, at least for the time being. This the Eight of Wands indicates slow start, not out in the open, until we get those good vibes back for him. But it's really questionable whether people are ever going to have good vibes toward Harry ever again. He said way too much. So good times. I think Catherine is being quite smart about that, if this is correct. So we're going to have one more video, and it's going to be on what Meghan would think. So stick around. Come see the next one. Thanks so much. Please like, share, and subscribe. I'll see you soon.